Christmas is a time of joy and sharing, but also a moment to remain vigilant. Behind a smile and a gift, malicious intentions can hide. Keep your children close and teach them caution, for the true spirit of Christmas lies not in presents, but in the love and safety of families. Stay until the end, and don't forget to subscribe for more African tales. In the small village of Odja, Christmas celebrations were always magical. But this year, a strange Santa Claus appeared, changing the lives of many families forever. Dressed in a bright red suit, with a large white beard and a gentle voice, he seemed like the perfect Santa. Yet, what the villagers didn't know was that this man was actually a sorcerer in disguise, come to spread destruction. On Christmas Eve, the mysterious Santa went door to door, distributing lavish gifts. At each door, he would say with a smile, "Here is a present for your children. May this gift bring them happiness and success." The parents, amazed by his generosity, accepted the presents without question. Ada, an 8-year-old boy, received a box containing an electric train. His little sister Amara got a talking doll. Other children in the village received extraordinary toys, puzzles that glowed in the dark, plush toys soft as clouds, and many other wonders. However, a few days after Christmas, strange behaviors began to emerge. Ada, usually studious and respectful, refused to do his homework and responded insolently to his parents. "I don't need your rules. My electric train is my only priority now," he declared. His mother, distressed, tried to reason with him, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Amara, who adored her new doll, started talking to herself. "Why don't you want me to talk to Mom anymore? Why do you say I must stay with you?" Amara had named her doll Linda, enchanted by its golden hair and bright blue eyes, which seemed to stare at her with an almost lifelike intensity. One night, as the household slept deeply, Amara was suddenly awakened by a soft but insistent voice. "Amara, Amara, wake up. Play with me." The little girl opened her eyes, thinking she was dreaming. But the voice continued, and when she looked at her doll, its eyes seemed to glow faintly in the darkness. Entranced, Amara got out of bed, took Linda in her arms, and began to play. Her movements were mechanical, almost as if she were under the influence of an invisible force. Night after night, the scene repeated. Amara slept less and less. By morning, she appeared exhausted and distant. Her parents, initially concerned, thought she was having nightmares. "It's normal. She's just excited about the holidays. It will pass," they reassured themselves. But it didn't pass. Amara became increasingly strange, whispering incomprehensible words to her doll. One night, her mother heard her laughing alone in her room. When she opened the door, she found Amara sitting in the middle of her toys. Amara's mother, frightened by the sight of her daughter staring intensely at Linda, asked, "Amara, what are you doing? Why aren't you asleep?" Without turning her gaze away, Amara replied, "Linda says I don't need to sleep. She wants me to stay with her." These words sent chills down her mother's spine. In other homes, tensions were rising as well. The children became irritable, stubborn, and exhibited inexplicable behaviors. Ada, Amara's sister, refused to share his electric train, and would fly into a rage at the slightest reproach. The parents, unable to understand what was happening, began arguing with each other. "It's your fault they are spoiled and uncontrollable. You let them play without limits," Ada's father accused. "And you," retorted Ada's mother. "You're never around to discipline them. All you do is criticize without trying to understand." What were once rare disputes became daily occurrences. Other families in the village were experiencing similar problems. The toys seemed to sow discord wherever they went. In some cases, the arguments escalated to the point of no return, and couples decided to separate. "I can't live like this anymore," said one neighbor's wife. "You refuse to see that there's something strange about these gifts. You blame me, but you're doing nothing to help our children. Mariam, you're too superstitious. They are just toys. The problem is you, not them," her husband replied dismissively. These misunderstandings created rifts between parents, who were incapable of finding answers to the sudden chaos in their homes. One night, Amara's mother decided to stay awake and observe what was troubling her daughter. She hid behind the door to Amara's room and watched in silence. At midnight, the doll seemed to move slightly, and Amara woke up instantly, as though responding to a silent call. In a whisper, Amara said, "Yes, Linda, I'm ready." Horrified, her mother burst into the room and snatched the doll from Amara's hands. At that moment, an invisible force threw her against the wall. The doll fell to the ground, its fixed, cold gaze glowing with a malevolent light. "This thing isn't normal," cried Amara's mother. She called for her husband, but he refused to believe her. "You're just tired," he said. "You're seeing things that aren't there." This disagreement only deepened the tension between them. Convinced that the doll was cursed, Amara's mother tried to throw it away. But Amara flew into an uncontrollable rage. "No. You can't take her. Linda is my best friend." The situation in the village was becoming unbearable. Couples were falling apart, children were isolating themselves or developing bizarre behaviors, and Amara was sinking deeper into her obsession. Amara fell into a state of extreme fatigue, with dark circles under her eyes and a distracted mind. The doll continued to call her every night, preventing her from getting any restful sleep. Worried, a family decided to consult Mama Aladura, the old sage of the village and a prophetess of God. When they recounted the incidents, her expression darkened. Mama Aladura said, "These gifts are cursed. I recognize this work. It's the doing of Estanga, an ancient sorcerer. He has returned in disguise to steal the souls of our children and destroy our families. These toys are not blessings but traps." The shocked parents hesitated. "But how can a simple toy cause all this?" asked Ada's father. "These objects are connected to dark spirits. They influence the minds of children, isolate them, and change them. Some even develop illnesses like autism because their life energy is stolen by these spirits. If you don't burn these gifts, the evil will continue to grow." Alarmed by the stories from the families, Mama Aladura intervened. She gathered the parents and explained that these toys were not ordinary objects, but instruments of a curse. These objects bear the mark of a sorcerer. They are destroying your families from within by targeting your children and sowing discord among you. You must act quickly before the evil becomes irreversible. She asked them to bring her all the toys. Some parents hesitated, but most agreed, desperate to restore peace in their homes. Mama Aladura assembled a group of parents to confront the mysterious Santa Claus. They found him at the edge of the forest, preparing another sack of gifts. Mama Aladura stepped forward, holding a Bible in her hands. "Nganga, we know who you are. You're not Santa Claus, but a demon in disguise. Return the souls of the children," she shouted. The fake Santa Claus burst into sinister laughter. "You're too late, old woman. These children are already marked. Their future belongs to me," Nganga replied. Mama Aladura recited a powerful prayer from the Psalms, and the parents joined her in singing. The sorcerer, unable to withstand the spiritual light of God, began to writhe in pain. His appearance changed, revealing his true form, a hideous creature with red eyes and black horns. Before disappearing in a cloud of black smoke, he issued one final warning. "I will return. You can never protect all your children. We and our children are protected by the blood of Jesus Christ," cried Mama Aladura. After the sorcerer's disappearance, Mama Aladura guided the families in purifying their homes. The cursed toys were burned in a grand ceremony. The children, though scarred by the experience, began to regain their peace. However, for those who had developed symptoms of autism, Mama Aladura advised the parents to give them special love and attention. "This evil has left scars, but with patience and love, your children can heal. Never lose hope," she said. Since that event, the village of Oja learned to be wary of strangers, even those wearing familiar costumes. Parents taught their children an essential rule: not every gift is a blessing. Christmas remained a time of joy, but also of vigilance, for the festive spirit must never blind anyone to danger. Every December, Mama Aladura retold this story to ensure that no one forgot the truth: not every gift is a blessing, and behind some acts of generosity lies a hidden trap.